Right, people. It's your host Double Edge, and welcome to another episode. This isn't a forecast, by the way, but oh my days, it's inciting a lot within me, boy. I've had an interesting day, very interesting day. Tuesday evening, right, was one that I won't be forgetting. Tuesday in general, I will not be forgetting. I fell out with someone that I've known for years, just over the simple issue of mistrust. Like, I'm not being funny. If you know me for 3 years, right, or a long period of time, or however long it may be, and you still don't trust me after that period of time, then I wasn't right for you in the first place, and you shouldn't have dragged it out for whatever reason, innit? Like, there was no reason to waste either of our time. Separate issue, right? So last night, I'm spending time with family, like a major catch up that was needed after a while. Obviously, previous video I was talking about the funeral that I'd attended last week. Right. So obviously it's quite an emotionally charged period in my life at this point in time. A lot's happened, a lot's gone on. Don't get me wrong. I've not let it affect me in a way that it would affect a lot of people, where they shut down, can't think and can't cope and stuff. I've decided to keep continuing and pushing forward, because all I've known is to work through hard times. So that's all I do, basically. Now, so I finished seeing family now, right? I'm in Hackney. Next thing, I pull out apparently, and apparently I see a marked car. Which I don't know how to spot. I genuinely mean I don't know how to spot marked cars. Like, I've been with friends where they're pointing to marked cars like along a high road for 5 minutes, and I can't tell that they're marked cars in it. So I don't know in it. Anyway, I've seen a marked car, and I've pulled out suspiciously onto Essex Road. I've travelled the length of the road apparently at 10 miles an hour consistently. Okay. I've pulled onto Balls Pond Road, travelled down there, and I see police lights go off behind me, and obviously they indicated for me to pull over, so I pulled over. Okay, this is where it gets interesting now. Right, so police officer knocks on my window, shows me his badge. I pushed the button down to hear what he's got to say. He goes, basically, we've been following behind you, and you've been travelling at 10 miles an hour. So I said, alright, this is interesting. Right, so I got out of the car, locked the car, and pulled over to the side, like, got out on the side of the road now. And we're basically talking to one another. There's 2 police officers and 1 me in it. The second police officer's doing his thing, like standing over there listening to the conversation. I'm talking to the main police officer. So he introduces himself, and he says, "Can I see some ID?" And I said, "Well, what do you need to see ID for? What reason do you have? Can you tell me why you pulled me over?" And he said, "Well, basically, same as I just said initially, like, moving slowly, pulling out and seeing a marked car and stuff." So I said to him, like, and this was actually this is pretty much how it went, yeah. I said, "So hold on, you're telling me that I know how to spot a marked car? Is that effectively what you're saying here? Like, I can decipher through your ingenious levels of spy skills and undercover abilities. Like, I've got the ability to do that. A civilian who's never once worked a day in the police force, yeah, knows how to determine between these cars. Is that effectively what you're saying to me right now?" Bear in mind, I'm not saying it as calm as I'm saying it right now. I was very angry, innit? Because I'm going through a lot, and there's a lot on my mind. I don't really need to be focusing on with the police and stuff. It's just the icing on the cake, and I told him this. Now, he also said about the 10 miles an hour thing. So I said to him, "Officer, and I'll ask both of you, yeah, right? Are you meaning to say to me I travelled consistently for 10 miles an hour back down the road? First of all, I don't know that I did. Like, please, let's not even pretend that I was doing that, innit? Like, you're fishing for excuses to pull me over, innit? Right? And I don't think they like the fact that I spoke to them intelligently. Like, the fact that I was talking to them in clear English, I wasn't expecting. They were expecting to be talking to a roadman, innit? I'm not a roadman. Don't confuse me for one, innit? You think because I'm like well, for one, I was quite well dressed in it. Like I do generally tend to dress well when I'm out. Like not in a braggadocious way, but I do take pride in my image in it. Now they thought because I'm not looking trampy, I'm driving my car and that, and I'm very confident in the way I'm speaking to them. I'm not scared. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm not shifty and stuff. The only thing that I wouldn't do initially was hand them my ID because I didn't feel like they were justified in seeing my ID. There was no reason as to why they needed to see it. In my belief, anyway, they didn't give me a reason enough for me for them to see it. So now I said to them, look, officers, if you're so certain, that I seem suspicious or I was a danger to the public or anything, I don't see how 10 miles an hour is a danger. But if you're so certain, right, that it was a problem me driving around at the speed I was, right. What I suggest you do is run a scan on my car because you're feeling as though I'm not the person that owns the car, so at least if you run a scan, you can check if it's stolen or there's any marks on the car, and they were like, oh yes, we could do that, but that wouldn't prove who you are. Your ID does that. I was like, okay, that's interesting. But run a scan though. Just humour me in it. Run a scan. Why not? You know what I mean? Right. So they were delaying for the longest time, trying to find ways to do me over. Now the second officer decides to take himself and go around the car looking at each tyre, like like proper, like putting his eye in there, like can't find it, damn, I can't find a problem with his tyres, like they're not bald enough, like. So I'm confident, do you know what I'm saying? I've got my ID on me. I'm not worried like that, do you know what I mean? Like I can tell you any left, right, and centre to worry about. I can tell you any left, right, and centre in what I'm doing, and it won't matter as long as I'm being respectful to you. I'm not harming you. I'm not verbally abusing you and stuff. I just told them I've been having a bad day. I've been having a bad period of time. Just things that I've had to deal with that not many people would face all in one go, and it's having to develop and harden me, innit? Now, when the second officer couldn't find nothing, he got fuming because then that's when it stepped up. Now he's calling the police. I don't know what they're called, but basically the place where the police go to find information on vehicles and stuff, and ran a scan, and they found nothing. And I'm not going to say I was surprised about that. I did encourage them to do it. What can I say? First officer's telling me, oh, do you know what? Like, out of the 15 people that we pulled over tonight, you're the first person that actually stood their ground and told us whatever. And I said, well, yeah, because again, I feel justified in it. I have no reason to be pulling over. We're wasting each other's time. Like, they kept on telling me you could have gone in 2 minutes, but I'm not going to go in 2 minutes, in it, because you've now stopped me from what I'm planning to do. I just wanted to go home. I literally just wanted to go home, rest my head, and chill for the night. That's all I wanted to do, and I told them this. Now, I told them during the conversation, I will show you my ID. Once I'm certain, I feel I know who you are. If I can see that you're trustworthy, we can exchange fairly. They did try to say if I didn't show them my ID, because I asked them what the consequences of not providing ID when asked for it, what it would be. They said eventually it could lead to me being arrested. So I questioned it in my mind, but I couldn't quite. It didn't make sense that would be the case because they didn't have justifiable reason, and I told them you don't have justifiable reason to pull me over in what I felt. So I might need to look into that, to be honest. Like I think I need to research the law a bit, especially when it comes to road traffic, because they told me about section 163 and 164 of the highway code or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but I do need to do my research, and I would encourage anyone that drives a car to do the same. Even if you travel in cars on a regular basis, please just do your research and understand how the law works, because you don't want to be pulled over and get done for something that you had no business getting done for, if that makes sense. As long as you're fully legit and you ain't got nothing to worry about, that's already on your side. But you need to know the practices that the police are allowed to follow when they're stopping and searching you or pulling you over for whatever reason. Me, I was just confident because I'm not worried like that when it comes to them things. As long as I'm looking after myself and I'm not harming no one, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not a threat to the public. So yeah, a bit slightly different in this one, but I just had to share my experience with you, and anyone that has any similar experiences, please tell me, like, if you've been stopped by the police, like, even on foot or in a car or any mad circumstance that you didn't need to be in and stuff, and it wasted your time. Tell me how you handled it. Maybe I can take it on board and apply it in my life. But yeah, as usual, like, subscribe, comment, share with all your friends. Hit me up on facebook.com/dbledgedep, which is dbledgedep. Twitter.com/dbledgedep. IG dbledgedep, and soundcloud.com/dbledgeproductions. That's DBLEDGE Productions. So yeah, man. I'll holler you lot soon though, still.